Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl. Oh, yeah. This is my part right here. Ooh, if I did everything.
Mike's on.
Oh, you say something. The biggest. Thank you for being my friend.
My God. Where's that line?
Hallelujah.
That's cool. Sorry, guys. Welcome to Go to Girls Podcast. Lord have mercy. Okay, so visually, y'all can see that we just took a shot at the exact wrong moment. If you listen, you couldn't see us, but that's what happened at the.
I just spilled my liquor all over the guest host, Lord Jesus.
No! Oh my God! Are you?
Not on her outfit, just her agenda.
Oh Jesus
Not
Christ.
the outfit. If y'all can see that, y'all got to see the outfit.
Listen, the outfit
Christ.
is giving everything it's supposed to give.
Welcome to Go to Girls Podcast. It is your girl, Des, the executive producer. Let's introduce ourselves so we get this show on the road.
Okay.
Who we got all the way over there? Our lead host.
It's your girl, Missy, the one you love, the messiest one you know. Welcome to Golden Girls Podcast, everybody. All right, so who we got over there next to this? The other host.
Oh, me. Oh, duh. Hey. Hey, y'all, DJ.
We only one shot in, y'all, I swear.
Hey, y'all, it's DJ. You know, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, DJ.
We got some guests in here. And I'm excited.
Yes, we do. Okay, so tell everybody your name and what you do.
All right, my name is Kirsten Miller, also known as DJ Honey Red, also known as the Nail Tech.
The nail tech.
And the nails is giving.
And the nails
are
Giving, very much so giving. I also am a social worker by day. I work with rape victims. And I can do whatever I put my mind to. Honestly, I do whatever. I do it all.
Yes,
Jack of all trades.
I love that.
Jill of all trades, okay?
Jill of all trades. Okay, period.
Okay.
Yes. See, we love intersectionality on this show. Like, people who wear multiple hats, we so down for that. And as long as you can manage it and be healthy and be happy, do all that shit. Everything you're interested in, everything you want to do, I'm so for it. So that is so good to hear. Now, Kirsten, what makes you golden?
What makes me golden? Honestly, I would say it is my personality. I'm very much so just an individual, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, y'all.
It's okay. We can
Malagra.
That's the liquor.
I ain't no dinner.
That's the liquor.
And it was a cute little bird. She was like,
it was adorable. If I was at home, I would have just edited it out, girl.
Girl, we full blown burp over here. But period.
Okay. But no, what makes me go to my personality? I'm very much so somebody who just loves to be free, loves to live freely. I love for people to do whatever they want to do, as long as it's not interfering with somebody else. I take people as they are, and I ain't gonna act like I don't judge. You know, I'm gonna say, "Oh, I'm not a judging person," because I don't, but ultimately I do. You know, a little bit. You know, we all have a little bit in us.
We all
shit is a little
right. You be like, I ain't judging, but I'm judging. But I'm very much so open. Just love to just do whatever I want to do, whatever I put my mind to. I feel like I'm completely limitless, and I feel like others are too. So I think I always push others to push themselves too. So I think just that part of me just brings others to me, and it just brings this vibrance.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what Golden Girls is all about. That glow coming from the inside, because we all can brag about all of our accomplishments and the things that we do, that we work on every day. But when you can come in here and say, I just love who I am as a person, that's a dope ass thing. So I love
Thank
that.
you.
So Des, I'm gonna let you go into the next segment because you do it so well.
All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the Midas touch. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but if you watch our show, I know you know, and you might be tired of hearing me saying it, but I'm gonna say it again. So if you've never heard the story, King Midas, he's from like a fable, like a tall tale pretty much. But King Midas was a king, and he did a bunch of good deeds. And basically, the gods were like, okay, well, since you did all these good deeds, we're gonna give you the touch of gold. So everything you touch turned to gold. So he went around and just started blinging some stuff up. And we just feel like there are people that we know that everything they touch turns to gold.
Mhm.
Now he ended up touching his sister or his wife or something, and she ended up, being gold and couldn't move. But that doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. The part that we're gonna highlight is that everything he touched turned to gold. And there's just people that's walking around in our community that we feel like they just golden it up. All right.
Mhm.
And so today, in our studio, we got somebody that's just golden it up everywhere she goes. Listen, came in here with her gold on. If y'all can see her shoes, okay?
Man, listen.
I have to put that leg up now.
Yeah.
Okay.
My head.
I came to work
I'm here
underdressed
for
today,
it.
baby.
Yeah.
I feel so underdressed.
That's all right, though.
I'm happy,
That's all
though.
right,
I'm
because
happy, though.
Look good. Gave me a mood boost when she walked in. I said,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
I love it.
Yes.
Listen, came in like whatever. Like,
Yeah, I'm in this
feathers.
thing.
I said, okay.
Oh, yeah, we in this bitch.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm gonna get dressed next time, I swear.
Yes.
but anyway, y'all, this this day, because they done messed me up. We giving the Midas touch to Miss Kirsten Miller.
Thank you.
And so tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit more in detail, and tell us why everything you touch turned to gold.
Okay. A little bit about me. Let's see. I wasn't always this golden. Well, let me not say that. I wasn't always confident in who I am. And so I would say, like, I didn't have like a terrible childhood, but I definitely had some troubled times that had some trauma that definitely impacted me in my older years. And my self-esteem was always really low. No matter, I'm surrounded by a big family and stuff like that, but even so, like, I always felt alone, always felt like I didn't have anybody, always felt like just always in this dark cloud. And it wasn't until like I really got to college that I kind of started like branching out of it a little bit, addressing those traumas and things like that. And even in adulthood, I just really like toxic relationships, terrible situations, or just even stuff that I put myself in and I didn't hold myself accountable for. All of those things, I really like just said, you know what? I need to change up. I don't love myself. I'm not acting like it.
Right.
And so with that being said, I just went on this self-care, self-love journey. I've been on it for the last couple of years. And honestly, I just really went hard into it and just did everything I wanted to do. Like, no limitations. No, there's nothing that I can't do. There's nothing that I won't, not won't do. But, I'm just like, what do I want to do? Oh, I said I want to go to Paris tomorrow. I'm booking a flight right now. Like, whatever. I ain't got the money. Don't worry about it. Figure it out another time. I figure it out when I get back, whatever, And so that's just kind of how I've been moving. So just a little bit about me. I come from a 2-parent household. My mom is, oh my gosh, she's so spiritually connected, but she's also a woman who had been through some dark things and brought herself out of it. And that, seeing that inspired me.
I love it.
And it really just molds me into who I am. Same thing with my father. He wasn't able to really bring himself out of a few of those things. However, just always pushing me to be a better person than what he was. It's just those things made me. So who I am is just someone who really believes in people, who really believes in myself. I believe in my community. I'm all about Black owned everything.
Yes.
I'm all about helping. Like, if it don't hurt me, I can give it to you. If I got it, you got it. And even sometimes I might even take an L, just to make somebody else get up. I'm really into that, helping others, elevating others. What can we do as a group, as a unit? Because we're more powerful that way. So
yes,
I think that's a good, synopsis of who I am, where I came from, how did I get here.
Okay. I'm amazed by that. It's not easy to get to the point. I'm not there yet. It is not easy to get to that. Like, I know my worth. I know I can do this. I'm not gonna limit myself. Oh, I wanna be a photographer. Let me go. It's not easy to just dive into stuff like that.
Round of applause, okay?
Like your real passions and things.
Well, you know what? I will say, to be honest with you, it wasn't easy. I knew I had to lose myself to get here. And I tell you, when I knew I lost myself, and it's crazy. I always thought my biggest fear was failure. I always thought it's failure. Like if I fail my kids, I don't even got no kids. Okay, I'm worried about failure, about stuff I don't even got.
We worry about that,
right,
for real.
And
that's the thing.
It wasn't even until I lost myself and I knew I lost myself that I was like, oh shit, like I'm messed up. Like I gotta figure something out. And I knew it was. I pulled up to a church. My mom invited me to church. It was like family and friends day. And I always used to go to church and then I stopped for a minute. And I knew that if something was wrong there, I stopped going for a minute. And then pulled up and I sat in the car and I couldn't get out. I could not get out the car. And as soon as I pulled up, tears started rolling down my eyes. I wasn't even trying to cry. I wasn't even sad that day. Tears uncontrollably started rolling down my eyes. And I was like, whoa, you toe up. And then my mom had to come out to church, come get me. And she came and she brought me in. I couldn't say nothing. She kept trying to talk to me. My mouth was like, it was like somebody sewed my lips closed. And she was like, she already knew. My mom's my best friend, so I'll tell her everything. So she already knew. She said, it's this, isn't it? And all I could do was shake my head. And I just broke right then and there. And I was like, you got to start changing now. And that's when I started like making the steps to change. Like even in situations where I'm like, I know I shouldn't do this, but this is what I want to do, even though this is hurting me. I would call my mom. She was like, just walk out the door right now. And I'm like, Mom, I can't move my feet. I'm not ready to move my feet. She's like, just walk. And I couldn't do it. And so it took me just keep being in those situations, having accountability partners, continuing to pray, you know, I'm continuing to push myself and challenge myself. Like the things that I was dealing with, like, being alone, loneliness was a big thing for me. And I didn't know
you hitting all the little points.
It triggered so many different things. It let me, because I would make so many different decisions, not even just with men, but just in general, because I didn't want to feel like I'm in a dark space by myself. I'm willing to do anything to get out of this. And I had to make myself sit in those spaces and cry myself to sleep every day. I had to make myself do these things that I didn't want to do that hurt me so much to get over it. And so it took time, but once I got to that point and I kept praying, even though I was like, I don't see nothing, God, like what's going on? Like you need to hurry and put something in my face because nothing's changing. One day I woke up and it was different. I just woke up and my whole life was different. And I was like, wow. And like to the point where I couldn't even fathom what I felt like yesterday. I couldn't even, I was like, how did I even get there? How was I even in that space? I couldn't even, it was like God wiped it away. And so like from then on, I just kept pushing. And that's always a reminder, like even when those little situations come back up or those challenges come back up or those tests, I'm like, yo, remember where you came from. You don't want to go back there. Keep pushing forward. You know, so I will say it was never easy and it will never be easy. Even now I'm in a great space, but I still had them nights where I'm by myself. Like I'm still a single woman by myself at home, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with a situation, but it ain't where I wanted to be, you know? So you got to talk to yourself and keep yourself up. Like, look, you still amazing out here. You do amazing things. You will have amazing things. Watch your Jamie Foxx and eat your ice cream and go to bed.
Absolutely.
You know,
I love that. So, here at Golden Girls and Golden Girls podcast, every month we've had a theme, something that we wanted to like give women a platform to talk about. And so this month it's about spirituality, and that's why we have Kirsten here because we've been Facebook friends. She's in the Golden Girls private group. And she was sharing a part of her story on Facebook. And I was so compelled to reach out to her. Yeah. And I was so compelled to reach out to her because I was like, that's really ballsy. Like, you know, because it's one thing to go through something and overcome it, but it's another thing to be vulnerable and speak out just because you know it might help somebody else. And so that's ballsy as hell. So I had to say something. You know, I'm a DM slider.
Listen, I know better. We was on the phone. She was like, "Wait, hold on. I'm reading this."
Yeah,
she read it to me, and I was like, she was like, "Should I DM her?" I was like, "Yeah, let's just do it." I was like, "See what she say." Like, let's just do it.
And so we were able to talk, and that's why I was like, "Yeah, she definitely has to come on the show because." With the spirituality thing, we're not pushing one thing or the other. We're not trying to tell people how to feel or how to work through their issues or anything like that. But spirituality is a part of everybody's journey in some way, shape, or form, whether it's through astrology, religion, you know, shadow work, whatever it is that you do. And so I felt like it was important for us to have these conversations. And so I'm so happy you're here to share your story with us. And I know like it's some This gonna be a good episode.
Absolutely.
We
Yes.
got tissues.
Right, listen.
we do not.
We got sleeves. What y'all talking about?
Girl, wipe your tears with
we gonna
liquor.
get some.
Say no.
In the bathroom, but hold on. So, real quick, because two things. Our Facebook user that is watching us right now, Shantice, who is one of our panelists at the Gold Link Summit that's coming up on January 28th. She said she proud of you, sis.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
She watching
Thank
live,
you
and
so
she
much.
said, she said it's a great time to talk, especially during the holiday season.
Yes, it really is.
But then outside of that, real quick, because people who are watching visually, y'all see another person sitting here. So I just want to make sure
another person
that's in the shot. So I just want to make sure we say something to it because she right here. So if you listening, you can't see her, but you watching. Arlene is sitting next to me. So she doesn't have a mic or anything because she's actually here, kind of just observing. She watching, so y'all know if y'all don't know, she real smooth on the camera.
Oh yeah,
real bad.
She's
real. If you go to our website and see most of our pictures, most of them she's done. But so she's real smooth on the camera. She does a great job. Sis will get all of your things looking right, especially if you promote products and stuff like that. Sis will get you together.
Yes.
But she has been one of our biggest supporters forever. And so she's agreed to, just come on and do a little bit of visual with the podcast. I'm trying to get her to bite to see if she want to help in this realm and be over here because it's a lot, And so, yes, that's why y'all see her right here. So real quick, you want to say hey?
Yes, I want to say hey too. I want to say y'all follow me on offerusmedia.com. So, I'm getting it all together. My Instagram, y'all can follow me doing photos. So let me know.
A period. This message has been brought to you by Offer Us Media. Come on, plug.
Okay, period.
Listen. We support who support us.
That's
it.
Absolutely.
And so, Kirsten, I gotta ask you a question. We ask all of our guest hosts because you are a part of our Facebook private group, and so that makes you a golden girl, honey. And so in your experience with golden girls and what you see online and following some of us here and being friends with us, like, why golden girls? Why do you continue to be a part of the group? Why did you come today? Like do you love us and why?
Oh, absolutely. Y'all real. Keep it real. I love it. I love that. I love individuals, period, who don't wear a mask. It's just being real. Stop trying to front for media or yourself or whoever you're trying to impress. It's just real. And it's like real situations. It's just real. I vibe with people who are just like me in that aspect. So absolutely, you all are amazing women, beautiful women, great personalities, very welcoming, very warm, and just real.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
right. She said that about us. That ain't we ain't even get to the realness.
Yes, right.
Good Lord. Okay.
Look, not me blushing like, oh my God.
Well, thank you so much. And we just to be clear, we ask because being transparent, we're a nonprofit. And so we have to prove that our mission of what we're trying to do and trying to create safe spaces for Black women in a nutshell, we have to prove that it's actually working. So we ask people because we want to know. We want to hear from everybody else's words so we could be able to show, when somebody like Essence call us and say, hey, y'all want some money? Absolutely. Look.
Give them the
Kirsten
money.
Said.
Right. Give us the money.
Give us the money.
Give us the money.
Give it to them.
So thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank
we appreciate that.
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
So we're going to roll right into the next segment that we always got to because we're going to talk our mess on here. Even though it's about spirituality, I'm still Missy, all right? And so, but before we get into it, I got to check on my people and make sure y'all good, sis, okay? And so this is the mental health check-in, and during this time, we ask each other how we're doing, what we need, and how we're going to get it. And when I ask you how you doing, I don't want the grocery store answer that you say in passing when you see people. I want to know how you really doing. Like, what are you thinking about, and how is your spirit when you go home? And if it's not so good, what we gonna do to change it? And if it is good, what we gonna do to maintain it? So that's what the mental health check-in is about, okay, y'all? And so, DJ,
yes,
how you doing? Like, how are you doing for real?
I'm not that great.
Okay.
I'm not, I'm glad to be here. And this is like a breather. Both my grannies in the hospital. Kids is just kids, right?
Yeah.
Like
They kidding.
they just
The kids is
real
kidding.
it's getting real bad right now. I'm
Mhm.
like about to
Mhm.
I feel like I'm about to snap, you know.
Mhm.
It's just something about watching your elders be elders,
Yeah.
right? Like
they get old.
they get old. Like my
Mhm.
mama had me when she was 19. So my grannies was young.
Yeah.
They was cutting their grass and doing this and doing that and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And one day I looked and I'm like,
You getting old, you could tell.
I
Yeah.
said, whoa,
Mhm.
wait.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not,
You could see it.
Yeah.
it's not hitting me good.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
That's me too.
Absolutely not.
Okay. And so, you know, this is a safe space, and I see you holding back, and you know what I'm about to tell you. But also,
Bessie, you might as well pull a shot.
so what? No,
That's
for real.
why. That's
So
why
what do
I'm
you
pouring
need
the
though,
shots.
DJ? Like, because like you said, it's a lot. So what do you need?
It is, but I don't know what I need because it's really
That's okay. That's okay.
it's nothing I can. Well, I guess that it's nothing I can do about it, right?
Mhm.
So watching the process.
Give yourself a break.
Yep.
You need a break. You need the grace to be
Here we go.
okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's all
Let it
right.
out.
Yep.
It's hard to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Like my granny is my mama.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I call her mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's nothing I can do.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we love you, DJ.
Yeah, we love you. You know, we're here to support
Yeah.
you. And
It's
I'm
a-
happy
and-
you here.
Mhm.
And thank you for being vulnerable with us too.
Absolutely.
Because I know that's super hard for you, DJ.
I do not
you
like
really,
that.
So
I know
hard
you
for
really,
y'all.
you really jumping off that
If
cliff
y'all
with
knew
us.
DJ,
Yeah, and
you know
she,
she dying right now.
I swear, but and I
Oh
know
my
she
God.
hates it. She
dropped
hates
a
it so
half of a
much.
piece of a tear.
I hate it.
Right, listen,
And we
it's
laugh
killing
like
us.
It
this
is.
is killing
Girl, they
me.
can't even see that little tear that dropped
That
all the
little
way from
piece of
Metro on
drop.
this
Oh my God!
All
Like,
they see is napkins.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
But no, DJ,
But it's-
I know it's
yeah.
hard, but legit, like from our point of view, you navigate and you know, and you probably don't think you're doing a great job, but sis, you're doing a great job.
Yes.
And on top of that, you are literally growing in front of our eyes.
Absolutely.
Like, and so I'm very proud of you, even though listen. We ain't faking
you
over
ain't mute your mic.
here.
There you go. Do it.
I think we needed it for the show and add a little rapper down.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You know, it's okay.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got it, girl.
this
Sometimes
tissue.
this
Oh,
is a safe
God.
space, and sometimes when it gets safe to get raw, and sometimes we gotta put a little
I
stank
got
on.
tissue in here. Okay, we in the
Period.
therapist's office.
Well, I'm
baby.
about to say it's
tissue in
plenty of
here.
that.
Right.
It's plenty
What's
of
funny
tissue
is
in
one of
here.
my clients brought it because I had ran out and she was like, "You ain't got no tissue." Next time she came, she had a whole bunch of tissue. I said, "Okay, girl." She said, "I know your other clients be needing it too." I said, "Yep."
But we love you, DJ.
Yeah,
Thanks, y'all.
And I felt you come in here heavy. That's why I came to you first because I already know what's up. But
Yeah.
we gotta talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's, some days I'm all right. You know,
Yeah.
working, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
it'll
It
hit
is.
you.
yeah. But
Yeah.
sometimes, listen, come in here, put it down, even if it's for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
And we're glad to see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what this is. This that's what this is for. That's what it's always been for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for like legit being vulnerable and like, cause as y'all know, I do estate planning and I talk to families, who go through this stuff every day. And it is hard. And there's so many people dealing with it. That's why I'm so grateful to you for being honest and, talking about what you're going through. Cause that's a real transition. And especially for our age group, it's a reality for a lot of us.
Like, damn, now I gotta start doing Christmas. Like,
right, yeah, I know,
Well,
I can't make no whole turkey.
one of my
I
cousins,
just got turkey wings down.
one of my cousins hit me up like, we ain't did shit all year. Y'all know that, right? Like, we gotta do something. And I'm like,
yeah, I do.
actually,
believe
yeah,
it.
But
yeah,
however,
we
comma,
do.
DJ, I'm gonna tell you something.
Damn.
Put the cake down. If they
Yeah.
calling you saying something needs to be done, they can plan something.
Yeah.
You already
Yeah.
tired.
That's what I was like.
You
call
really could be
everybody
like,
and plan it.
you could be like, yeah, we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we
we do.
sure
Yeah.
do. I was
That's
about to
how to
call
do
and
that.
say that to y'all.
That's what I said.
I've
I
learned
said,
how
yeah,
to
we
do that. Yeah, we do.
No, for
Yeah.
real.
I had to figure that out.
Just
I
like
can't,
I
I
swear,
can't do that.
my sister taught me.
Y'all call me when y'all figure it out.
Yep, let me know.
Right.
Tell me where to come. I'm a show up. Y'all
Right.
tell me though.
Swear,
I
my
bring the
sister
good
told
food.
me-
I bring the chicken.
I remember I was having a hard time because I'm like, bro, every time my phone rings, somebody asking for something. She was like, okay, so pick up and ask them for something before they ask you.
Yeah.
I was like, you're damn right. She was like, or you can ignore it. But if you don't want to ignore it, ask they ask for something. They ain't got it, you ain't got it, boom.
Right.
Problem solved.
Right.
But yeah. So Destiny.
Yes.
How you doing? You all right? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. My anxiety is very high. But my anxiety always high. I'm pretty sure I say that every week.
Mm-hmm.
But it's high right now because we have officially like really said we're about to do this summit. And
you said
they about to have y'all about to be just like me in this summit. Crying.
I did say it. I did say it. I am the one that pushed it. They all told me we needed more time, and I said no. And so now I'm just sitting here with my anxiety of it because I know I'm the one that said it. And if it don't go well, I'm gonna have to eat it. And but I think it's gonna go well. I'm just
it's gonna go well because we're gonna make sure it do.
Absolutely.
And every motherfucking day I'm woken up and I'm like,
whoever gotta get fired and cussed out gonna get fired and cussed out.
So y'all,
please no.
If y'all on my team,
if your shit ain't together, you getting the fuck up out of here.
I have been cussing people.
Please no.
So okay, shut up. Okay, shut up. See, I hate y'all. Shout out to my team. Shout out to the Go to Girls group, because baby, I've been on their necks. Okay,
she been on our
ass so long that her foot gets stuck.
What are you doing?
Not you trying. This don't make no sense at all. Get your foot off these hoes' necks.
Okay. I feel the pressure.
The pressure is getting worse.
I ain't trying to get fired. I got the job to do. I'm not about to get fired.
She got me over here talking to TikTok.
Y'all. This is the silly. Y'all always
speaking in reels.
I can't never talk because
damn girl, that's a lot of tequila.
It's ice. Nope, it's not.
Mostly ice.
You remember?
I guarantee.
You remember? I told you they make me the toxic.
I need some juice.
Okay.
I know juice.
They make it easy to make me the toxic one. Remember, I told you that before the show. You see, I told you.
Is this mine?
It's mostly.
I'm about to be sending a you up text when we leave out of here.
This is just liquor.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'm still in my mental health check-in.
I need some more
juice. I'm still.
We ain't have to go here. I was just trying to pour in peace.
I am still trying to mentally check in.
I promise y'all, they love making Missy the toxic one because I'm an easy target.
I ain't putting that much in there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Anyway,
but when DJ pour these drinks, she show. And we done had her in here crying today.
Yeah.
She after us.
They all lied on me. They all lied.
Her head was shaking when she was pouring it.
Shit.
We need 2 cans. What's going on?
All of them lying on me.
I only need a little bit of
Arlene tucking that pineapple juice over there. Give us some of that damn juice.
It's in front of you.
See, look.
I had to pass to you.
Anyway, Des, how are you doing?
Yes,
Oh
how
my
you doing,
God.
Des? How you doing?
I was still mentally checking in. Okay, so my anxiety is high, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm really excited about it, and I have been wanting to do something like this for a really long time, and bringing Black women together to learn about themselves and learn about and to experience each other and talk on a level of like mental wellness and like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, this is a Black woman experience because it is special.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really want us in the same room to just love and discuss and grow and just be like, I'm with all of the goal setting and the business conferences and this and that. I'm with it, but that ain't this. This is a Black girls come and be.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about who we are today. And we're going to love who we are today. And we're not finna talk about 18 goals and checking off everything off them damn lists.
Right.
And being better in 10 years. We're going to talk about the fact that we're the shit.
Right
now.
Mm-hmm.
And why. And why we can take that cape off. And so for me, like, that's a dream. Like, it is. I don't know if I'm corny or not, but like, that's a real dream for me.
At all.
And so I'm really excited. I'm very dedicated to it. Like, I'm waking up, spending so much time on this summit, like so much more time on it. because I do really want it to be amazing. And then on top of it, I'm the keynote speaker. That's a hell of a thing. That's a whole different conversation. I'm kind of stressed to fuck out about that, but it's okay. That with that too, that's just like I'm asking everybody else to stretch in that room and grow. I feel like I had to stretch the most. So I'm gonna bring us home. Period.
Yeah.
So
Period.
So my mental health is I'm having high anxiety. My brain is already on January 28th. I didn't skip Christmas. I didn't skip New Year's. I didn't skip it all. But it's okay. I'm really excited. And if y'all see me on edge and I'm tripping, it's because I'm nervous about this summit. So just give me a little grace from now to January 28th. Love y'all and my team. I love y'all, but this is just the beginning. So
well, sis,
I don't know what to tell
you're
y'all.
doing great. Okay, it's going to be great. The keynote is going to be great. Okay. And shameless plug, I will do the DJing for free. I sure will. I'm not playing.
I don't think she know who. I don't know if she knows.
I'm serious. Not even lying. You
She
don't even
can't-
know who I am.
She can't just
Kirsten.
you can't just throw services in our face. That's
no,
what get us
because
going.
you know
That's what
I'm
get
about
us
to
going.
put this. I'm about to
Absolutely throw them in.
I gotta write. Let me
That's
write
what
this
get us
down so
going.
I don't forget this. Let me get this.
You need me to sign a contract? 'Cause I'm serious.
No.
It's support. Like you have to realize that we support what you're doing. We support what you're doing. Everybody is here because we support the vision.
Listen, we gotta take a shot now. You done talk yourself right into it. Hey, they gonna cut our shit off. They gonna cut us off. You know they only give us 10 seconds with the bullshit.
And you already know it's about to be a good time.
Your Facebook be like, now you know you own the right to that shit.
Facebook be like
They don't
3.
care nothing about
two.
the whatever you put.
Cut it off. All right, but no, for real. Pour that shot because we just got a donation.
Period.
But thank you so much, Kirsten, because that's deep. That like you just started some shit because this is a slippery slope. You just
That's what I said. I was like, I don't think she understands. You can't wave services in our face.
Yeah, we gonna take it.
We're gonna utilize them.
Listen,
every one
we
of
that
them.
broke nonprofit. You said you got what?
Remember that time you DJ for us? You feel like doing it again?
The people loved you.
Yeah.
But no, so mental health check-in, Kirsten. So how are you doing? Like,
Oh, it's on me now.
mhm.
Let me take a little shit.
Go
baby.
ahead. So how are you?
I'm good on the surface. It's been a hard few months, but I'm trying to pull it together.
How so?
Let's see. My mother is going to have surgery tomorrow for breast cancer.
Okay.
We just found out a couple months ago she was diagnosed, and it was just like a slap in the face.
Mhm.
And it was like I found out during work right before I like counseled a rape victim, and I just couldn't even like be present when she said it. I'm
Mhm.
like, I literally have a client walking in 2 minutes. I gotta call you back. Like,
Mhm.
and she's like, I'm sorry, I called. I'm like, hold on, like I'll just remove my emotions for the client.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
tap back into it right now.
Mhm.
I put them under the shelf, So
Right.
it's been a hard process. I have had a lot of support in regards to like my friends, my girlfriends, and my family. And also the person that I've been dealing with. They've been as present as they can.
Mhm.
And so like it's hard to like deal with that because I try not to get off into the spiral of the what if.
Yeah.
Because the what
that's
if is what
hard.
messes you up.
It is.
That's fucking me up right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then even thinking about, I just try not to even get in that spiral. Even when I feel it coming on, I'm like, no, like you got it, like you. And so I
Yeah.
kind of feel like in that sense, I don't allow myself to feel how I really might feel. And so it's kind of like lately, as of the last few months, I've been having outbursts, like anger outbursts, to the loved ones. You know what I'm saying? It's not even towards like people I don't know. It's been the people that I know who know me, or maybe they can handle it. So I think it's like unconsciously I'm doing it, but my body know like, all right, this is the person you can lash out at, and you can clean it up when you know.
Yeah.
But it's not my character to even be in that field anymore, the area anymore. I'm usually more controlled emotionally. I'm more emotionally intelligent, but I have not been these last few months. And I realized, kind of need to go back to therapy maybe. You know,
I was about to say, are you in therapy yourself?
Right. And
especially because you're providing it for people and you're going through stuff.
Right. It's no break ever. And it's a lot, you know, especially the fact that I'm in a traumatic field every single day. It's too much. And so like having to do therapy and make you feel like, damn, just something else I gotta do. It's another task. I just want to go home and lay it down.
You over here preaching to the choir, okay?
And that's very interesting because people don't really say it like that. Like therapy, you know, while it's trendy and it's this great thing, and it is a great thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's something else on the list. And even sometimes with spirituality, religion, it can be that same feeling like, you know, I want to be closer to God and I want to practice X, Y, and Z. But damn, I only get 2 days off of work.
Right.
And then one of them, I got to spend half the day. You know what I mean? It can be hard.
Yeah. It feels like a task.
Yeah. A chore sometimes.
Right.
So I understand that. So what do you think you need?
This is gonna sound crazy. So like I know what I need. Oh, let me not say no. I know what I want to need.
What you want to need.
And I want the person that I've been dealing with to kind of step in a little bit more, but I know they're not in the space emotionally to do that because they're dealing with a lot of trauma as well. And that's hard for me. I'm so understanding about what they're going through to the point where I don't take it personally. But it's also hard on the days where I'm really human and I'm not as understanding. And it's like, I just really need you for this. You know, I don't always really want to talk. I just kind of just want you to be present, just be here with me all day and hold me all day, you know, or just watch a movie with me all day, or I just want some type of connection, right? And then the other side of me is like, you don't need nobody. You have you. You need to make sure that you are in control of how you feel to where you're not relying on other people. You know, so it's like a split personality type thing where it's like the times where I want to rely on other people, I really want them to be able to be all hands in, you know, and
you don't want to have to ask for
it. Exactly. Or I don't want to have to feel like another obligation to you. I want it to be easy, just like it's kind of easy for me. But I also really understand, you know, and I also want to, then I have my moments where I don't want to be as understanding. I just want to just feel how I feel.
Yeah.
So like, as far as like what I need, you know, I'm trying to have a balance of that where it's like, a balance of relying on others to a certain extent, but also relying on myself as well to fill those voids as well. So I just need to find a balance where I allow myself to feel and also not distracting myself with just watching TV at home or just laying down and not being productive, or, you know, just.
But you don't have to be productive 100% of the time.
Well, when I say productive, I'm even talking about just making sure I keep me up at the house, you know, like, hey, I have my moments where I allow myself to just the house, and I'm a neat freak. I'll allow it to get into a pigsty. I'll be like, ooh, child. You know, I'm one of them people like, you can come over anytime. You can say, hey, I'm around the corner. I don't got to clean up before people come. Like, I'm like that. However, lately, you better call me.
But just imagine,
you know.
So this is the thing. Right. And this is interesting because I always wonder why we do that. I mean, not, you know, because having a clean home is peaceful, right? But me and my husband talked about that before because like my grandma came in town for my wedding and the house was immaculate the whole time, but she was literally cleaning from sun up to sundown. And so I was telling him, I was like, you know, I love the way the house looks when my grandma is here, you know what I mean? But that expectation is just not realistic for me. Like literally to keep you know, especially if it's like a whole house and if it's just one person, to keep it immaculate, it's too so much work.
Yeah.
And so if you end up being a slouch, sometimes I feel like you deserve that.
I agree. I guess I'm just okay. That's where let me talk about the split personality I got. It's split personality.
It's giving Surviving Superwoman.
Girl, I can't wait for it to come in something.
That's giving.
You listen.
Like, you know the real deal, but you have your set expectations for yourself that are not realistic, and you know they're not realistic, but you're still trying to do this, even though you would never tell anybody else to live
exactly.
Like this.
Because really I was definitely about to double social work you. Like, do you tell your clients this? Because I know that you don't these expectations that you giving yourself yourself right now. I know you're not.
And we all do
brain.
that. We all do that. Like it's crazy.
Yep.
We literally have to stop doing this shit.
It's that feeling like you gotta have it together.
Because are you even communicating these things that you need?
I will say
directly.
To a certain extent, a little bit, not really.
What?
So you're not.
So
okay. So my other question is,
that's what a black woman gonna do
is get it together.
We gonna stir it up. Okay. When it comes to, I would say this for my friends, I've communicated. For my friends, I've communicated that. To the partner, I have not, because they have already vocalized, I can't. So I don't want to put on another expectation on them when they've already said, I'm really not emotionally present. I'm not here. So us even being in a situation where we're even dealing with each other, that was like look, like God brought us together, but hey, we're not in a space where we really should be doing this, So it's like, I can't put anything else on your plate when you already told me your plate is full. So I'm not communicating these things, even though they would expect me to, and I know they would try. I already see that their thread is being as stretched far as possible. So I haven't communicated this because, hey, you already told me where you're at, and I see it. I physically see it. So I'm not going to, and I just kind of adjust on my end.
I was gonna say it's not. I get it. It also sounds like you deciding, like you're not allowing them to decide. You are choosing for them.
I would agree.
And that's beautiful.
Is that fair?
But it's not really fair.
It's not. It's not. And my mom tells me all the time.
And once again, we gotta stop.
That's doing it's giving Superwoman. It's giving Superwoman. Okay.
And I know, because it's just a habit. We're literally embedded to consider what everybody else got going on. And it's just like, just communicate what you need. Just like they told you that, if they can't, they'll tell you if they can.
Right.
But but
and I'm the pot calling kettle black.
Swear, I was about to say, but I don't know.
I
feel you like a motherfucker.
So that's why I'm able to see it. I'm like, she sound like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you sound like all of us.
Yeah.
That's like,
yeah.
Trying to do the balancing act.
Right.
Yeah. So mental health check-in. Missy, how you doing? What you need? How you gonna get it? Okay, boom.
You ain't even let nobody else ask you.
I because I had my face on the mic ready.
Oh, my bad. Y'all know I was just trying to.
I feel like I don't think we need a group. Missy, how you feeling? On 3.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3.
Missy, how you feeling?
Shit, it's like no. So I'm in this weird space because I can feel a shift coming for me, which I'm excited about, because it's like I'm staring like the woman I want to be in the face type shit. Like she's right here. We looking dead ass at each other, and she looking like, so you ready to drop that other shit and come on, or you scared type shit, And we staring each other at the face, and I already know what I'm gonna do, because I'm just that type of person. I'm gonna step into it and do what I gotta do to go do it scared. I'm gonna do it scared. The crazy thing is though, is like and I talk to Des about this all the time. I am a lot afraid of losing relatability.
Oh, this conversation, yeah.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So, like, how you start growing and changing and looking at things different, but you've always had the connection with the people around you based on certain ideas, certain ways of thinking. This is how you bonded. And then I know that I'm about to make a change, and a lot of things that connect me to some of the people I love most is about to be cut off. And I think I'm about to evolve into a person that they might not understand as much as they once did. You know what I mean? Like, I might not be the person that they can call and spend all day dumping on me, or I might not be the person that they can call and you know what I mean? Like, I just jump up and we can go out and stuff. Like, it's just certain sacrifices that I know I'm about to.
When you're a leader, you sometimes have to create trails for people to follow. And so your experiences are not always understood by people who are not in the same space. It just is. And so, and leaders are always at the top, and it's usually one for multiple followers. No, no shade. It's just the truth. There's usually one leader for multiple followers. And so the experience of that is just not something that most people experience. And so she be struggling because this baby be holding on to trying to be the most relatable, like homegirl. Like I am one of the people ever. Right. And I'm like, sis, you shine brighter than most people I've ever met in my life. And so as much as you want to not be that person, baby, it's beaming out of you. It ain't shit you can do about it.
Yeah, because it's like I'm just changing. I'm just elevating. And like even the people that I'm used to just like having some of the deepest relationships with, I'm starting to talk over their head now a little bit.
And that's terrifying.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh no, because I don't wanna have the perception of being that person, like, she thinks she, I've always been down to earth. Like it's always been one of my favorite things about me.
Right. I had that happen to me a lot.
Like
I've always been told you
like
think
so relatable to the point where like
some people got to drop.
Yeah, like coming up. I was so relatable and cool. Like I was like the girl who would always get friends on. Like that was a thing.
Right.
But I'm just a cool, relaxed type chick. And I still have a like relaxed, disposition about me. But the thing is just that I just got to step into her and just,
let it be what it's gonna be.
Let it be what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Either they gonna come with you or they gonna stay back there, and you can't look back there with everybody that's back there. Like you gotta keep pushing forward.
Like it's like I'm going from a minnow and I'm becoming a shark. And I want to say I don't fit in this pond no more.
No, I want to
and I hate it because I love it.
You love it. But this is what I want you to know: who you are as somebody who's I've experienced that. As someone who's experienced, I will tell you, your relatability doesn't leave. It stays with you.
It don't.
And so just because you have stepped into this next level of elevation, you are this better version of who you were. The people who can understand it will still follow you, and who you are is still relatable. It doesn't change where you came from. It still goes with you. It doesn't change the situations you experience. It doesn't change what you understand. None of that. Your language just changes. And your audience may change too. But there are people that are going to change because of your growth. You're going to initiate more growth within them because of how you stepped into that uncomfortable space. And they're like, you know what? I saw this as an inspiration. Just like I just said, I watched my mother go from a situation where she wasn't always as strong as she was. She was very submissive and all these other things I never admired about women. I specifically didn't like women because of how I saw her when I was a child. And then when she grew into this, I was like, damn, that's beautiful. I want to be just like that. And I started walking like her because of it. I followed that. That was an inspiration to me, and not just because it was my mother. It's because I really saw the growth and I saw her elevate each step, and whoever couldn't come with her and couldn't hang, they dropped off. It wasn't because she pushed them off the ledge. They chose or they couldn't hang. They like,
and you can't choose who those people are. And that's the part that hurts.
I wish I could. It's a bunch of friends from the hood.
I would love y'all know exactly who my friends are that I would love to understand me in the space that I am today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And shit, if they listen and they know who the hell I'm talking about too. Like I would love it, but it's just not.
Because for me, it's always been a part of the plan, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like I've never been like, I don't sleep on myself. It's not like I'm one of those people who just like completely unaware of what I'm capable of. But I was always okay with just being like, I'm gonna play my role till it's my time. I'm gonna play my role until it's my time. You know what I mean? And now it's my time. But that means, some spots might get taken. So, like shit is about to move around. The whole chessboard is about to get rearranged type shit. And it's just like, but I have no idea what this next.
It's not even necessarily a spot to be taken.
Look like.
But
I know it scares you.
Well, no. But you also, it's not spots getting taken, but you got some new job openings. Right. Like you develop. Now you got some new spaces that need to be filled. And just because that person is doing that job over there, they can't come and do this one. Yes, you would love to hire internally, but you can't because they don't have the skills.
Right.
You got to kind of look at it like that. So those people that you have those relationships with that are familiar to you, keep those in that space for what they are and experience them in that way. I got one friend. We shop well together, okay, baby.
Yeah.
We get together. We
Yeah.
prep, okay.
Mhm.
3 weeks, you got your money. Like we
Right,
go, it's
right.
going down when we hit the mall. Like we shop well together, and I love everybody else, but y'all just don't give what she give, okay?
Right,
It's an experience,
right.
baby.
Yeah.
We gonna be broken that bitch, but it's gonna be great. Like,
Right.
and so it don't matter whatever I got going on when I'm trying to shop. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's something small, but it's like that. Like you got to be able to find those things that you still connect to with those people. And sometimes
It's just I don't know how to explain it when they realize they getting compartmentalized.
But
Like
you,
for instance, like
that's
because,
life though. We all getting compartmentalized.
right.
but you've been
Right.
through it, right? So you like going to college,
Right.
then
You
going
did
to
it
then going to law school. You did that again. Like you became a lawyer. Like you did it. Like you started.
You just
You're
had a wedding
going
with
like
12 bridesmaids from different spaces of your life. They all came from different boxes that you
Right.
the
compartmentalized.
relatability thing. You've been through it. You can navigate that with it. They go.
You just gonna be the most
they will come
relatable bad
with you.
bitch in the room.
Yeah.
now. It just is what it is.
So you when you said you struggle with how to explain that, because you know people do approach you. I feel like you've been changing. I feel like you different.
and it's
That's
just
what
like
they say.
It's just like
You just say this.
You have
Look,
been
I'm
changing.
in a.
But I am
I am
different.
changing. I'm actually in a different
It's a
space,
good
and I
thing.
feel like I'm walking into a different space of me. I'm elevating. And that's all you got to say about it. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody. You just say, you know what, you're right. I am changing, and it's for the better. I really feel like I'm elevating, and I'm being put in a position to be an even better version of me. That's an amazing answer. And if anybody hating on that, they don't need to be there anyway.
Right.
I
Better
always ask
version of me.
them, what am I supposed to do? Stay the same? Because
Complacency is whack.
Because when you put it there, it's like, wait, we supposed to stay the same? Because you changing. Am I supposed to stay the same?
Right.
Is that really what we doing? The goal is for me to stay the same?
If they answer you that question, that means they're not changing on and working on themselves.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
can't be.
Right.
Because you wouldn't even want that for nobody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's
Yeah.
and it
so
ain't gonna
it's
be
just,
that direct.
You know, it's
you
just
know.
I'm stepping into the you know how you visioning for a long time and it always seems so far away.
Right.
And now I can reach it and I'm just and it's like this little, something pulling on this back
Little
leg,
string.
And it's
And
I
cut that bitch off.
you, but I gotta
Cut that
snatch
bitch
from
off.
you.
Right. As long as you stay uncomfortable, sis.
And it's temporary.
Yeah,
You stay
you know.
uncomfortable, you growing. Stay uncomfortable.
Listen, I'm gonna do it
Because you
there's
gonna
no
look
type of
back.
person. I ain't
We've
I ain't gonna not do it.
She
It's
gonna
just
do it.
like,
You gonna look
man.
back just like every other
I'm just
part.
bracing myself like,
wow, I did that.
Like we were
But you gotta
talking
know the real
earlier.
gonna stick
Yep.
with you. The real
Yeah.
will not lead. The people who are supposed to be with you,
They
and this
will
is where
be there.
my spirituality come into play.
Mhm.
I really feel like, they say reason in the season. God puts people in your life for reasons for you to learn things. And then also, reason in the season. Like either they're going to be there for that season to learn something or I'm probably saying it backwards because I'm drunk. Yeah,
But
drunk.
I got you.
Okay.
Anyways,
Anyways,
I got you.
That ain't
the
my fault, though.
season. Drinking strong as hell, y'all. Okay. Can't take some juice.
And there's a shot
put two
sitting on the
juices in it.
table.
Oh,
Okay.
and we
It
never
is.
took our shot.
I know. I
Okay.
wasted mine all
Yeah,
over my
So
mouth.
basically, you either gonna learn something from that person or they're gonna continue to stick with you. And so with that being said, you're going through your panels with people, you going through your situations with people, and they either gonna roll or they not. And if they don't, they did what they were supposed to do. Their purpose was served. That's it. You have to be comfortable with understanding that, damn, I really fucked with you. You was dope as hell, but your time is up. And that's okay. And it be your time be up with a
Or they
lot of
just
people.
can't
Think
be
about
in
that Flavor Flav
everything.
clock. Everybody can't get the
Yeah.
Flavor Flav clock.
Some people you want to
over.
include in everything
It's
and you
over.
cannot.
They just can't be in
You
everything.
cannot include certain
okay, so here's
people
the
in-
thing. Because you're so relatable,
Everything.
you're very used to bringing everybody into all spaces of your world because
Mm-hmm.
you really want everybody to feel welcome in all these spaces. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about you. That's why I done stole so many of your friends. It's a lot.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of friends that done became my friend. Because I'm listen, okay, they some bad bitches. I be I be meeting people, getting phone numbers. These are my friends now.
I do know some bad bitches.
You know, and she be mad because listen, her sister Fallon, that's my sister. It just is what it is. Don't roll
let
your
her
eyes.
hear you say that. She thinks she everybody fucking.
She's gotta love it. I'm gonna make an edit. I'm gonna make a clip for her.
No.
But what I'm saying is that that's a beautiful thing. But now you know because of your experiences that people can't be in every space.
Right.
Compartmentalizing has to happen. There are some people that'll get into the wrong lab room and knock the shit over and the room blows up.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Ooh-wee.
They should have been in the
That's a
touchy-feely
word.
room. They
Yeah.
should
That's a
not have
word.
been in the damn chemistry room.
Yeah.
Because they done blew the shit up.
Said
And
she
that's-
take Blue Cross Blue Shield because I want to make an appointment.
I do. That's the only thing I take. Okay. I do.
Come on, Blue Cross.
Look, shoot.
Let me text my
okay.
friend right now. Hey, girl, we found a therapist.
I'm here. Come and visit me in
She think I'm
Southfield.
playing.
I don't.
She know people don't be playing with her.
I don't. Listen, okay. Send me whatever you need. We gonna work it out. I'm ready for sure. But yes, you just gotta. Some people just can't. So, I mean, listen. You know, when you got Kennedy and Candace, they can't come in all the rooms of the house when grown people in some of the rooms.
Right.
You know, it just is what it is, and so be okay with that. Because some of your people, you can love them, you can have these familiar experiences, but some people gotta have a special access badge to get over here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well said.
And it ain't because they don't do it on purpose. They not trying to, but they will run in there and knock some shit over.
And ruin everything you built. Everything you worked hard for.
And until they go through whatever training it looks like and pass to make it in, they can't come.
Yeah.
And like, you can come out.
I just gotta trust the process. I'm just bracing myself. Like, you know how you at the top of the roller coaster and it's like, okay, this is it.
Right.
And it's
You
like,
know
woo.
what? This
You
makes
know.
me think about that J. Cole song where he was talking about how he was I can't remember the song right now because like I said, I'm drinking.
Again, not my fault.
Okay.
Definitely your
But
fault.
he was talking about how he
There's
made
nobody
it. He went back to talk to his homeboy. His homeboy was like, yo, his homeboy's still on the block, you know, selling rocks and all that. He like, yo, like, I look up to you. And he like, damn, when I was a kid, I was looking up to you.
That's
and you looking up to
2014
me.
Forest Hills
Yeah.
Drive,
You know what
my
I'm saying?
favorite album.
Yeah, Forest Hills Drive. That's
Yep.
the album. So he's sitting there telling him, like, so even though the people you may leave behind, just because it feel like you left them, that don't mean you really left them. They might still be looking up to you. And more than likely, they still will be, even though they didn't move on nothing and you can't actually see them making changes physically or visibly, it doesn't mean that you are not inspiring them something inside of them. So I want you to think about that too. You are the reason. You are the reason you are golden, the reason why you are in this space. I believe in this. Your pain is your ministry is in your pain. Your ministry is in your pain. You go through what you go through to help others. It's not for you, it's for other people. You're supposed to be in this position so that somebody else can change from that. And even if they don't change where you can see it, it don't mean they're not changing in other ways.
Right.
So you need to move. You gotta move.
Preach
Come on now.
Y'all about to see
Alright,
this clip
you know what?
11,000 times
So
on
you know
all
what?
platforms.
We gonna let
Okay,
DJ
just note that.
We're gonna let DJ get in the golden things real quick.
Woo!
We just had to hold on. We
Actually-
had to applaud.
Yeah. Actually, we're
Wow.
gonna take a shot while DJ getting the golden things because now we gotta get to the golden balls because I'm gonna tell you, Miss Miller, you got me in here. I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, we gotta get to the shit. Okay, so DJ,
All right, y'all. So what's
hold
going
on,
on?
wait, shot and then golden things.
Boy, y'all, Arlene over here producing. She just pushing buttons. I'm like, what? she over here like, ain't it this one? No. Stop.
Look, I'm holding my hand up because you need some motherfucking edit. This whole
I think the clap was proper.
I thought
But
it was
no.
you. I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't bad. She wasn't gonna do it. I was the one that was like, fuck it, go. And she done prepared all this time. Now she like, it's too late. Push the button. We here now.
Y'all gotta go home after this.
That's
it.
I'm sorry. And it's Monday.
Thank
We
you.
real toxic. Okay, I'm sorry.
But cheers.
That needs to be in the
My type of
email.
energy.
We need to put that
Cheers,
in the email.
ladies. Cheers. And next we got Golden Things by DJ where she gonna tell you all the church announcements.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, what did you say?
Jesus Christ.
Not
Church-
me,
Church announcements.
All
Church
right.
announcements. Okay.
Good Lord. So what's going on? I am here to bring you our golden things. It's the Shantice effect. I love that.
Okay, Shantice
I love
effect.
that. The
The
Shantice
Shantice
effect. I love that.
Is she still watching? I hope she is.
Right. That's officially her sound.
It
So
is.
first things first, make sure that y'all subscribe to our YouTube page. This is where you can catch all of the foolishness that we do live, backstage, what it takes to produce the show, all of the messy things, the tears, everything, the fits. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen.
Kirsten, the fit is giving. Okay. This
Don't
is where
talk to me
you.
like this.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
fit is
All right.
giving.
Subscribe to our YouTube page to catch all of the background things. Next, make sure you you subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok pages. For the real shit, make sure you join our private Facebook group, which is the Golden Girls. This group is edit that out. This group is created as a safe space
Put a hand up.
for Black women and all of our allies.
They think I'm like magical. Edit that out. Edit that out.
Because she's
Edit
You
that
a
out.
producer, you ain't a producer.
super producer. This is magic. Okay, I can't talk right now.
Look,
Say the whole sentence. Go.
Yeah. Follow our social media pages. Make sure that y'all follow our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. For the real shit, make sure you join our private Facebook group, the Golden Girls group. This was created as a safe space for Black women and all of our allies. Okay,
female allies.
this is a
It
women's
really
only
ain't
group.
all of our allies. It's just the ones that's cool enough to rock it.
Because
But
we
okay.
will kick you out. Let's be clear.
Yes.
Or
Be
deny
very
you. Because
clear.
listen, okay.
You will
You
get
can say you're
denied or
an
clicked
ally.
out.
I'm going on your page. If
We-
it ain't no
You
people
come in there on your
who
Tony
look like
Lauren,
me
you
on
get a
your
boot.
We thoroughly monitor the
If
group.
I don't see nobody on your page that look like me, I'm not accepting you.
Oh, can I
Period.
say? Can I say two things real quick that I did not shout out? I need you all, if anybody is a sexual assault survivor, it doesn't matter if it's from a family member, a friend, someone you didn't know, any of that, contact sashacenter.com. They are Black owned. It's amazing. They have amazing resources to help you through that. Or Avalon Healing Center. Everything they do is completely free. Counseling is free. Rape kits are free. Anything you possibly need, helping you with any type of resources, all of that is free. AvalonHealingCenter.com or Sasha Center. They are Black owned. They can assist you. Please do not hold back. I meant to say that earlier. I'm sorry, guys.
Ooh, then she had her advocate voice
Give
on.
it to her.
Turn it on like butter.
That's when the cop pull you over.
place.
You gotta sober up real quick.
It
Hold on.
did.
She went to work. She was like, wait a minute. Let me do my job real
listen.
quick.
I know.
Hey, you know, Black women, we cheer on everything. Okay, speech.
Exactly.
Look at his
Exactly.
speech.
Okay, let's get back to the gold. We are
Right,
in the
right.
golden thing. So
Yes,
make
yes,
sure you
sorry.
visit our website, www.goldengirlsgroup.org, for everything Golden Girls related. This is where you can keep up with events. You can stream the podcast and get to know the women behind the nonprofit. And you can buy merch. Show us your merch.
I was like,
yeah.
nobody got on merch.
Yes, you do.
I was about
I
to take this
got
off.
on
I'm
gold.
hot as hell.
I got on gold.
Hey, listen, these hoodies work. I'm hot as hell.
They do.
Alright.
I do be hiding this bitch with them hoodies on.
Also, if you have visited the website, then you should be subscribed to the Golden Girls group, where you will be receiving our monthly newsletter, right? The Golden Things Monthly that just came out this month. Okay. Subscribe to our
Y'all better check it now. It was hard.
they
Took me a
worked hard.
long
Listen
time.
here. Des and KK worked hard, and it is beautiful.
It's
I
gorgeous.
love the
Yes.
newsletter, right? So this is where we'll keep you up to date on all of the events. When the podcast drop, you can join the live group. You can do everything off this newsletter. Speaking of events, because you can keep up with events there too. Speaking of events, we have the Gold Link Summit, January 28th. Woo!
Y'all don't even give me a chance to do my job.
Oh, that's just my reaction when I hear Golden Summit. I automatically do that.
I need you to do a reaction. Okay, go.
So this is our very first Gold Link Summit. This year's theme is Surviving Superwoman, right? So all of us, we know what that's like, right? You do everything for everybody. You are the be all, end all. This, you do not rest. You keep that cape on. So this is for this is our personal development and mental health summit. And this is where we're all gonna get together and take off those capes. We have our panelists, our speakers, our keynote, our DJ. We now have a DJ. You know,
And I got a bunch more connections, y'all. Stop playing with me.
A bomb ass host
You
of
stop playing with
correspondent.
okay. All right.
Shoot. And yes, Missy is definitely gonna be on the mic, making sure we make it to every single part of the event that we need to make.
Let
it
me
to.
tell you something. This event is gonna have y'all crying.
I'm gonna
Stop
make y'all laugh
promising people
too.
that because it's not gonna
Listen,
have
we're
people
gonna have a
crying.
box of tissues at every.
I
I've
don't know why
already.
she's
It's gonna be a
promising
part of the
people that
decor. It's
I
gonna
don't
be a
make
box
people
of.
cry.
Who don't? Who?
I don't make people cry. I'm a real good and I'm
What
a
we don't do is
cheerleader.
lie on this show.
I'm a cheerleader. My practice is literally cheers
All right.
to life counseling.
All
You
right,
just said that your
okay.
client brought this juice. Okay.
A whole bunch of them.
A whole bunch
She
of
did buy some
tissues.
tissues, but that's because she
Because
be
we
crying.
need them in here.
She
Y'all,
a crybaby.
I literally started off crying.
She
I
a
started
crybaby.
the episode
Man,
crying.
let
I don't have
this
time
nigga
for
get
this
into
shit.
So listen, tickets on sale now. You can go on Eventbrite or you can visit www.goldengirlsgroup.org. Get your tickets to the Gold Link Summit.
Get your early bird prices now because they're going up.
They going up.
Today's price is not yesterday's price, and it won't be tomorrow's price.
Say that again.
Shout out to DJ.
Shout out to DJ.
Shout out to DJ. So
That was hard. That was so difficult. And I practiced and everything and still stuttered over it.
Okay.
Right. Next time you gotta,
here, you
next time you got to practice with liquor.
yeah, that's what it is.
I
So,
don't do that.
so-
Yeah.
So they be lightly talking about how crazy I am as a leader or whatever. They be trying to undertone it, but low key they be calling me crazy on the show.
Okay, y'all. So
And
y'all
that's
know
what it is,
Diddy
but-
making the band, Destiny making the podcast,
Wow.
making the nonprofit.
Where y'all
I'm
get
not
your
that
cheese
damn
Don't get the
bad.
motherfucking cheesecake.
I'm not that damn bad. But listen, okay. So
Summit 2 months. Get it done.
Talking through the TV, y'all.
Sir.
And you better do it with a motherfucking smile.
that's kind of what happened. Oh my God. They literally was like, no, we don't have time. And I was like, fine, I'm gonna go over everybody and we're doing it. And they was like, ain't this about a bitch? Like, I thought we had a vote. No. Okay.
She asked our opinion like out of formality. That
I did.
nigga don't
And
even
then-
listen.
And
It's a nice gesture.
Okay, but listen, okay. Because I want to say this. A part of me doing the absolute most is I be pushing people way out of their comfort
She's
zone,
a
right?
pusher.
I'm a pusher.
I'm a pusher.
And so I
push.
want to
Head ass.
highlight you for what you just did because she did not want to do it at all. And she don't like she also did not want to be on the show and she's here. So obviously. But good job. I know you think you stuttered over it, but you did a great job.
Thank you.
It's gonna keep growing. It's
Yeah.
gonna keep getting better.
Yeah,
It's gonna keep
listen.
getting amazing. You're gonna be an amazing host and speaker. You already
I'm working
are.
on
You
it.
one of the favorites on the show. And so as much as you be trying to play me like, you're not great. After we force you and you
Listen,
kick and scream
y'all
and do
have
stuff, it be
no-
good. It
Look
be
how
good.
far we've come. DJ has kicked and screamed the whole way.
The whole way.
And I'ma
every time.
continue
No
to
matter
do it.
pregnant or not pregnant,
I'ma
she
do
has been
it.
at every live show.
She come to everything,
We
kicking and
challenged her.
screaming
Listen,
and whining.
We teamed up. We ganged up on her and made her be a host on the show.
She
They
didn't want to
did.
be
She
on
didn't
the
want
show.
nothing to do with this
did.
shit.
But she one of the favorites.
They
she really
did.
good.
My God.
She
and now
really
she over
good.
here crying and
Oh,
making
her
church
crying and
announcements
everything.
and drinks.
Church announcements. The church
Them
announcements.
Oh my God.
Talk about the drinks again.
Really? They pushing
But
me
yeah.
real out my comfort zone. So listen, we got to get into the Golden Bowls.
I'm on my way.
Missy, the messiest one that we all know. Okay.
Only a bitch like me. Listen, only a bitch like me can make spirituality messy, okay? They just push some buttons over there. How the teachers do when they waiting on the class to settle down, they just look. I'll wait.
I'll wait. Because I'm going to get paid anyway. I got my degree.
I already got my
Hey, listen, I live for I'll wait. I
Listen.
used to be in schools like I'll wait in the hallway. Listen, I would make kids walk in the same square 27 times because you don't know how to walk in the hallway?
Listen.
I'll wait.
So yeah, y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, boom. So we are about to do my favorite segment called Gold or Bold. And so this is I'm gonna knock her out.
I thought she was gonna say I'll wait again.
I'll wait.
But
But no,
I thought about it.
this is my favorite segment called Gold or Bold, where we talk about different topics for our theme, and we decide whether it's gold, good, or bold, bad. Okay. So as you know, this month's theme is spirituality, and Golden Girls has no opinion on whether you do it right, wrong, backwards, forwards. We don't care. We just want to make sure that you making sure you good.
Yeah.
All right. And so,
I don't care who you pray to, who you talk to,
if
who
you pray,
to,
if you don't, you got
whatever.
Astrology, crystals,
yeah,
black
whatever
magic.
you gotta
I
burn,
don't give a damn.
doesn't
You
matter
good?
to me.
Listen, if you gotta stick a pin in that dial because that nigga done piss you off, just
All we
whatever.
give a fuck is if you good.
Bury the
sis,
drawers
okay?
in the yard.
Now, this some
whatever.
other shit. Now she telling us
I
some
seen it.
things.
I seen it.
Okay.
But yeah, so this month is spirituality. And so I got some topics because I want to know what y'all think about certain stuff. So the first one, I'm gonna let y'all know. I have a relationship with God. I'm not a religious person, okay? I'm not the one that be going to church and doing all that. But I am a person who participates in shadow work. I talk to God. I feel like God lets me know, in his own ways. We have a relationship. And I am not a person who does formal prayer. I talk to God like I talk to anybody I'm close to. And I feel like if we close, it ain't no code switching. And so sometimes when I be praying, I be cussing a little bit. And I want to know, am I the only one? Like,
Absolutely not.
In real life, like, so cussing in y'all prayers, gold or bold?
Go.
I think it's gold because it's been times even when I tried to correct myself, I'm like, oh shit, I cussed, my bad. I cussed again saying, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, that's me too.
I feel like God cussed.
How can he not?
I feel like he do. He made the word.
Who deemed these words cuss words in the first place?
I think they taste good when they come out your mouth. So honestly, I really feel like that's the Lord.
Like,
listen, okay? Because adding a bit,
Destiny judging me over there. Don't chuckle your juice, Lord.
Add a little bitch on there with a little razzle dazzle,
feel good
or a
coming out
nice
my mouth.
strong,
Goddamn it.
the fuck at the end.
The fuck
Because I'm not no regular bitch. I don't know who you talking to. The fuck.
Think about on Flavor of Love. I know I keep saying that show, but listen, I just watched it yesterday again.
Yes.
So look,
That's what you had to just watch
reality TV.
when
was
Safari
good.
said, Lord, please forgive me before I beat this bitch ass. I feel like the Lord heard her because he had healed her immediately and she ain't fighting nobody.
Listen, sometimes you gotta, Lord, I'm pretty sure you know, but I'm being pushed to my motherfucking limit.
Yeah.
He be up there like, that's her. Again,
Listen, y'all. I'm a Gemini.
I know he be
so
shaking his head at me.
I'm a Gemini, and sometimes it get real intense emotionally for me. The angel and the devil be battling. And I'll be, listen, because the car be the time. That's the place where I be spazzing out. And I'll be like, God, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to grow. But, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, I want to punch this nigga. Like,
See, I don't actively.
But once I do that,
pray,
God be like, all right, you got that shit off your chest? Because that was
you
the
good?
most. You good now?
See,
and I be like, all right, I'm good.
I don't make it up on like get down on my knees and pray, and and I don't do that. But I find myself when I get just so and I'm going off. And I'm going off and I'm like, Lord, listen here. This bitch is trying me. Like that. Like I will go in. I'm like, ooh, shit. Ooh, wait, you know what? Whatever. You know how I am.
You understand.
You know what I mean. You know what's in my heart.
The thing is like God, you tested me. And at this point, I can't rise above and not cuss. I can do the rise above if you let me cuss.
But you go hear me cuss. I'm a cuss.
Yeah, Shanti said it's bold. LOL, it's human, yes. But try your best not to. He's holy. And he's also acquainted with you. I understand.
The Lord also uses the most imperfected people to reach out to the others. So honestly, I think cussing is gold.
Y'all are nuts.
And listen, DMX is a representation. Stop playing with me.
Listen, God, Fee said God knows my heart. No, for real. God, like
that's how I feel every time. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, but
I feel like he do.
Yeah,
like I don't know. I used to go to Bible school when I was little.
Girl, I was a praise.
I was too.
I was in church from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
My granddaddy was a deacon. I was in there.
Listen, it wasn't even my family. Me and Shatora was so close. I used to go to church with them, like their family church, and we used to have to get up and cook breakfast before Bible study.
Girl, I was breaking the bread from the communion. What you talking about? Stop playing
That's
with
why
it.
I'm like, I was church, but you
We
know,
all was church kids.
yeah, you know,
It was weird though, because my granddaddy went to
No,
church, but at one
my
point
granddaddy
he was a
didn't do that.
deacon, and my granny did not go to church. He would go, she would not go. So like me and my cousins, we going with him. Like he's
marriage.
taking us in, like that kind of going to one of our other questions, but she, you know, it was separate. So I'm like, I don't know. My granny cussed, drank, did all of that, but then I got a deacon over here. So I'm like, well,
balance.
That's
okay.
what you get
Yeah,
when you got both.
I do try not to cuss when I pray. I try not to. But I do be cussing sometimes. And I have to have a whole like real ass, like, oh Lord, I'm sorry, Lord. Damn, Lord. Oh man. Oh shoot. My bad. Damn it. Like it be like that. Like, oh Lord. Oh damn it. Oh shit. I'm Lord, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I don't be cussing up a storm.
But I do. I'm a big like, so for me, I like get on my knees and pray. Like that's a thing for me. Like I want to get on my knees and pray. Because for me it signifies like allowing my body to like surrender in a space. And because I'm so strong in so many other spaces all the time. And so I have to physically tell my body and my brain when to
like it's humbling yourself.
Yeah, it does. And so I try to do it in my sunroom because I can see the sky. Like I try to really like make it a thing. Like really get down and have a full conversation. So I try my hardest not to cuss because I really want my prayers to. I don't pray as much as I'm sure as much as I should or as much as is expected. But when I do, I really get down and try to make it an experience.
Is it bad I be telling God he the shit? Like I could be really happy. I'm like, God, you showed out.
You showed the fuck out this time.
Listen, he
like,
don't care about
like
God.
my wedding is this shit. My wedding was this shit. That was the moment we had.
Like, why are we like
God,
this?
my husband is this shit. That was good.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh my God.
Because he know how I talk. He know when I'm being real and when I'm trying to be a code switch. Like he is not my boss at work. He is the most high. We are the most connected.
Right.
Let's talk. Like let's level and let's talk. You know I ain't perfect. You know I'm not even gonna try to be like you.
Right.
I'm gonna be me. And you know, make the right choices. But listen, sometimes I just gotta get a little colorful with the language.
But you said try to be like you. I feel like God is us. At the end of the day, I feel like we didn't created this facade that he's this way, but he's not. He already told us how it is, and we try to make it seem like it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like I really, even though I do as well, try not to cuss when I do pray. You know, sometimes it's just a natural. That word fit right there is perfect. It's the way to represent how I really feel in that moment. I don't feel like, and I'm not gonna say it's not bad. It's not good. I feel like it's a neutral space. I feel like he's an all understanding God.
Yeah.
And he not judging either way. I feel like he's just there. You know, he or she, he or she is there to just be present and understanding. Like you are even just taking the time out to just even have a conversation
and acknowledge
right
for what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I fucks with that. You my dog, guy. You my dog.
Right. Right.
So the next one that I wanted to talk about is something that I see people debate about on social media all the time. And I want to know if you think it's gold or bold dating people with different spiritual views than you. And I want to clarify, I'm not just talking about religious views, because you can have different religions and spiritually be on the same page. You get what I mean? So you know, a person can be Christian, another can be Catholic, and they don't have to practice the same, but I feel like spiritually it could align depending on, you know, the people. And so I just want to know, like, is that a deal breaker for y'all, like gold or bold, like being, you know, having different spiritual views,
both
dating somebody with different spiritual views?
Both for me. It'll never work out. I've tried it. I've tried it. And it did not work out. We were so different and we could never come to that medium because I felt like that was the foundation for both of us.
What was different in your particular situation?
I can't quite remember right now. I'm going to hold you up. That's okay. But I know that there was a difference and we viewed things so differently to the point where like he was completely different. I think he was like, first and foremost, like I'm not religious. I'm very much so spiritual, but I believe in God. I think they were if I can remember correctly, Muslim or something like that. But ultimately, they had a different view from what I viewed, and it didn't line up. And we were so different to the point where I was like, dang, we're not gonna even be able to have kids and have like, because first and foremost, let me say this: if I have children, I don't have children now, but if I did, I would not push spirituality, religion, or anything on them. However, I would still allow them to be shown. Right. All right, let me show you this. Right. And you can make your choice, you know. And same for the other person. However, it just never lined up for us on a lot of different things because it's played a part in other different aspects because the spirituality connected into other things that we were into and that we weren't into. It just never lined up. And so I realized I really do have to be equally yoked with the person. Right. That's absolutely necessary. And the free spirit in me just was like, let me challenge that. Let me see. And it didn't work out. And I said, I will never do it again.
Yeah. I want to say gold and not with my grandparents. It wasn't like they were different, religions. My grandma was more so like, I believe in God, but I ain't going to church. Right. I ain't doing all of that. But eventually, like now, my granny actively goes to, she actively started going to church and, really got into it. But I want to say gold, but I think it's bold because when you do have children and you have those very much so opposite views, what happens with the kids? What do you do with them?
Right. So do you create your own like basis of the family? Like, because you have both, you have like one set far as like, say for instance, it is Muslim and then it's Christian, and you guys have these common goals for both religions that your family, this is what your instinct is. This is what your family goes by, and you go from there.
But see, it's really hard if your family is diehard Christian, Baptist, or and you're really like deep into your Muslim or Buddhist or if you're deep into your separate religions, it starts to conflict really bad, and it's really hard to tear apart from your family and do your own thing because I'm raised in the church, I'm raised like this, you're supposed to do this. It's hard to tear away from that. I wish people could. I'm gonna do my own thing in my house for my family, but a lot of people can't do that because it's ingrained in you. This is how we're supposed to be. So it's just like a fight waiting to happen.
And tradition plays a big part in that too,
right?
Like how you practice, because you might have a person who identifies as Muslim and another one who identifies as Christian, but neither one of them participate in practice all the time. So I get where both of y'all are coming from.
But I think the spirituality aspect of it is really what matters, because like we talked about a little earlier, you can have these separate religions and the spirituality of it. And for me, spirituality is like the walk of life. So I can study whatever religion it may be, but to be kind to others, to help, to give, to to stay centered in some space in the universe.
So it's more about
understand morals, to understand that it's bigger than me, understand that I'm not living an individual life, and so the things that are put into me to give to the rest of the world is because I'm contributing to the rest of the world, right? And for me specifically, yes, I'm Christian, so that comes through my Christianity, but that might look different for somebody who's Muslim. It might look different for somebody who's Buddhist. It might look different for somebody, who's all these different religions, but kind of in that same space, like definitely have to have the same moral.
Right.
I think, because even my husband, I think that me and my husband have similar religion, but I don't think we practice the same, or I don't think we walk in our spiritual journeys the same at all.
Right.
I think we're very different in those spaces. And so we have to process our things differently in the same household. And we have to have our own conversations with God. And we have to and there's times that we like talking to each other and it's like, nah, I don't understand why you're doing it that way. But at the same time, it's like, but I respect that you doing it your way, and understanding that I might have to move out of the way for that.
But I feel like this. So I think that's great, right? You can do that as an adult. But when you bring kids into play, that's where things get confused because kids, they are even think about the age in which they're trying to understand their own identity. You know, they can't. You know, their prefrontal cortex isn't even developed all the way. So imagine when they're getting this from mom and this from dad, and they're trying to figure out which one is right. Because there is no such thing as they only understand right and wrong at those ages. They don't understand that there is a gray area.
But I think they can be communicated with. Like, I think that there can be, I think that especially depending on the ages, you can explain to kids that this is the way their mommy processes and this is the way that daddy processes. And you will be able to process in your own space when you get to that. And these are just two examples that you have. And so you can try this one, you can try that one, or you can try another one.
But that's maturity. That's maturity being able to have those conversations because everyone's not in that space of maturity to be able to even say that.
Shanti said bold. If he don't believe in Jesus, it's a wrap. My foundation / center is Jesus. So he has to align and be able to lead me in Christ as well. We got to be equally yoked in the heart. Okay, Shanti.
And I agree with that because, like I said, I think me and my husband are equally yoked in the heart. Yeah. I think that our intentions are the same. I think that our goals are similar. I think that we want, but flat out go about it completely different
because
ways.
I believe that you can have people
different.
Yeah, you can have people who practice the same religion. Like, for instance, you can still have two people who both believe in Jesus and the walk in Christ, and they both can be Christian. But the way they go about it is completely different. And so you can have a Christian man who, is an Old Testament Christian man.
Yeah.
You can have a New Testament Christian woman, and they could legit bump heads about that, and they're the same religion. So, it gets sticky because there's so many layers to it. But, I'm happy we having this discussion because,
I think I just have a real belief that I think that people's expectations of relationships are too high. And I really believe that. And so I think a lot of all these debates about who gonna pay what and who gonna do this and who gonna do that. I think that I think that we completely forget that these are two individual people that are coming together.
They forget human being first.
Yeah.
They forget it.
And both of these people are on
they have
two separate journeys alongside each other.
Yeah.
But they're on two separate journeys.
And you stay on two separate journeys
the whole time.
Even when you get married,
it's still separate.
On two separate journeys.
Agreed.
So there might be times that your partner is on a completely different fucking chaotic, crazy journey.
Right.
And you can't do anything about it.
Except love them through.
Yeah. And understand.
And you have to be, so in those spaces, you have to lean on your spirituality.
Yep.
To guide you on how to connect with them, how not to, how to move the fuck out the way sometimes.
How to listen.
You know what I mean? Right. And then theirs in their own space as well. And sometimes that ain't together.
Agreed.
And you got to be okay with that not being together.
Because my great grandparents went to two different churches. Like my my great grandfather was Baptist. My great grandmother was African Methodist. And so, like the foundations of it is pretty much the same, the Bible. However, they literally went to two different churches. And then my grandmother, my grandmother and a couple of her brothers would go with my great grandmother. And, a couple of them would go with my great grandfather. And, that's how they played it. Like they had two separate. I mean, even though the spiritual journey, of course, matters in the household, they lived different, I would say, church lives, separate church lives, so, yeah. But, okay, so the next one is a this or that. So it's prayer or meditation, this or that. And I do a combination of both. I honestly think they both, prayer is just, I think is a type of manifestation. It's just kind of speaking, speaking to God and, is using your words to try to make things move, give power to the words. And I think the concept for both of those are the same. They, they're a little different. And then meditation is more so going inside of myself. Is more so introspection type of thing. Where it's like quieting the noise and trying to really get to the bottom of like what I'm feeling. And so I'm a person that I'm not a prayer or meditation. I do both. And I'm not great at either one of them. But yeah, I pray, I meditate.
I'm with both.
Manifest, all that.
I think it's a combination of both for me as well. I don't think it's anything wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about either like one. I know it takes like it's a certain level of discipline for both. Right? Because you have to be able to block everything out and just focus. Right. And you like it, that's hard for me to do. How can I not think about what's going on around me? Right? I don't know. It's hard to do both. I want to meditate. I've never successfully meditated though.
So it's a skill for sure. And you know, and there are apps and all kinds of stuff that help you with the skill, but meditation, the very first thing is just quieting the noise around you. And sometimes, like especially like when you first start, you have to literally be in a quiet space. You know, because it's a skill to learn to like disconnect and like go here, right? And it's a skill. Like sometimes, like especially at the beginning with the guided meditations, I will fall asleep. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I fall asleep in yoga.
No, listen, those types of things are tied together because the point is to give the brain a rest. It's overstimulated. It's too many things going on. Like think about how much information and like how much sensory things are hitting you in a day, in a minute. Right now, you got 18 different kinds of lights around you. You're looking at all these pictures. You're looking at an ad on the table. Like it's so ad on this cup, ad on that bottle. Like it's so many things you're taking in constantly. And so it's really just shutting the brain off so it can like get itself together. Like
I can't shut it off.
Yeah,
I can't turn it
so
off.
no, it's not that you can't. You have to. It's a skill. You have to learn it and be diligent about it. And it's hard. Like that's why I'm not great at it. Like I got a good. Like I can like focus in real hard. I can get a good 10 minutes, and after that, it's like okay, all the other thoughts are.
And now I'm thinking about what's this, what's that. It needs to be done. This
So for me, I struggle with meditation because of that. Because I go right into what needs to be done and this and that, and like really centering with myself. So I actually lean on prayer more. Because prayer gives me permission to give it to an outer source for me. Like it gives me permission to give that to somebody else, to give that to the universe. So it ain't even, it's not even necessarily a manifestation. It's me being able to be submissive in a space. And I allow myself to really be like, because this is a being, you know, that's way bigger than me, that already know the plan, that already got it together. And so it's just a moment in time that I can say, I know, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't have to know. And I take that breath of that.
Yeah.
Like, so I take that, but then not manifestation, but meditation is more like I need to get better with tuning into me and tuning into what's inside of me and stop that stimulation. And that's a tough thing. Like there are sometimes that I close my eyes and I feel like the inside of my eyes is still moving.
Yeah,
like,
it's still moving. It takes me an hour to fall asleep because of that.
But you have to start calming your body down too. Early, like
so
that's taking a shower,
and that's why you do guided first, because they're gonna talk you through it. So now there's a voice like telling you what to do, and it's a voice you can focus on that'll guide you there. And also, there's a good idea for you might be to pray first and then go into meditation, because now I've kind of dumped it. I've talked about it. I've kind of got it off my chest a little bit. And so literally stay in that same position that you are in prayer, pray, get it done. And after you say amen, just sit there, don't move, and just stay right. Don't get up.
I struggle.
And so it might help a little bit. Like if it's freshly dumped.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So the thing is, I meditate best in the morning too. That's the thing too. I can't do it at night when the day has been the day. I can pray at night, but I have to meditate in the morning. I've learned that. And sometimes I go sit in the hot tub. Sometimes I don't. Like I will find a reason to think about something.
Yep. It's hard.
I found that I do it better in the morning because I'm up. Like I haven't let the entire day get to me yet. So I've done that. But I love them both.
Good. That's good.
Very much so.
And so, real quick, and
this is my first time seeing the shoes, and I'm just
the whole outfit is fine. Okay, she fine the whole time.
You was walking out, and I'm like,
I'm sitting here with no shoes on, and she got on heels.
Like heels with the like. Those are the ones where you put on your you know that
that's that freaking
that shit wrong with the heels, and you stroll down your marble floors in this bitch.
I just love to dress up, y'all. Don't think nothing of it.
Good.
You look damn good.
Yes.
Because usually I got on the extra large sweat and hoodie, probably from the boys
That's
section.
what I thought you was gonna wear, because that's what I got on. Wait a damn minute. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna get into a discussion question real quick before we let Des cheers us out. And we like to let our guest hosts answer these questions first. And you know, we ad-lib a little bit. And so we're gonna go straight into getting to know you deep. We're gonna cut right into the shit. And so one thing I wanted to ask you was, and you kind of touched on it, but you know, we want to pry a little bit more if that's okay. So we want to know about a time that you struggled with your spirituality and what you did to reconnect. So I want to know, like, because
give us the nitty gritty.
Yeah, because I know we all have times where we're not always spiritually connected, or if you don't find yourself a spiritual person, you know, just not connecting or not being present and not, you know, like going inside of ourselves and really unpacking stuff, right? And so I know sometimes we get spiritually disconnected. I've been spiritually disconnected. And I know with me, I can tell in my body, you know, like when I'm spiritually disconnected, I'm way more tense. I'll get sick for sure. Like I get in a season of just like, can't get rid of a cold, can't get rid of a cough type thing. Yeah. You know, and so I want to know, like, how did you know you were spiritually disconnected? What factors or distractions around you, you know, were you noticing that was keeping you disconnected? Okay. And then what did you do to get back to a space of reconnecting?
So this is going to be real. Okay. One of my biggest things, I always talk about relationships the most. And I think that's why I'm so great for the rape field. Not only because I'm a survivor, but also because relationships has always been a big thing for me, because I have daddy issues.
Okay.
Daddy issues because my dad has always been present in my life, but also not really present. Always here, but not here.
That's a good conversation.
And so, you know, a lot of people don't talk about that. They think daddy issues stems from them just being absent. Girl. My dad has been absolutely here every step of the way. However, not present in what I needed. And so those issues stemmed in my relationships and the things that I allowed, what I didn't allow, the things that, I mean, it took me down a spiral of sexual assault, domestic violence, you name it, I've been there. Okay. So when I knew I was far gone, I was in this very toxic relationship for like 6 years. And I'm not going to blame it all on that person. It was on me as well, because of the things that I didn't change about me, the things that I didn't work on with me, the things that I allowed. I mean, the things that I even allowed to change who I was, you know. It was a situation where I was even an abuser at one point in time. So it was really crazy. I knew that I was far gone when I started praying to God and asking for him to be killed. I'm like, kill him, Lord. That's the only way I'm going to be able to get out this relationship. Kill him. If you do something to him, that's the only way I can escape. And I was never that type of person to wish bad on anyone, pray bad on anyone, anything like that. But I really used to pray, like, if you just get rid of him, I can move on and be who I want to be. That's the only way I can leave. And when I realized that, I said, you've lost yourself. And then the situation where I told you I had got so deep dark, when I pulled up to the church, I started crying. It was close to that time frame. I could do nothing but cry. And they prayed over me at church. And I remember after church, I went back to his house. And I think he said some real nasty stuff to me and then left. And I stood at the window and I called my mom and I said, Mom, everything in me wants to leave, but I can't walk out the door. And she said, just walk. If you just come to me. I said, Ma, I can't. It took 30 minutes for me to leave the house. I like left out. I like unlocked. I didn't have a key at the house at that point. I unlocked the bottom lock so that I could just open the door in and out when I wanted to. And I leave and I get in the car and I get back out and I get back in the house. And then I did it a couple times and then I said, just leave. And I left and I could breathe. And I went to my mom's house and I was deeply depressed and sad, but I felt better because I was with my mom and we sat there and we laughed and we ate golden Oreos. I will never forget it.
Okay, golden Oreos.
I said, they're my favorite.
I'd rather eat Oreos with my mom than be depressed and sitting in this space that's so negative. But when I knew I was spiritually gone is when I was praying for someone else's demise. And then not even that, I tried to hurt him. Deep. I tried to hurt him. And I didn't care about my future. And I've never been like that. I wanted him gone. And it's not even like I had put a gun or nothing like that. Like, I mean, even so, people get in them situations.
Hell yeah,
you know, so
do.
I knew when I lost me, I was gone from, like, there was no sign of God in me whatsoever. And in order to get it back, I relied on my mother. My mother helped me through that. My best friend Fiera, she helped me through that.
What's her name?
Fiera.
Fiera what?
Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
She actually commented here.
Hey, that's Fee.
That's
Fee.
That's my girl. She doesn't I don't think she really understands the times that she had been there for me. And another thing too, like I never really messed with women. Never did. I had one female best friend in high school, and after we fell out, I never trusted another female again. Fiera and Ano, they are the two women that had helped me rebuild relationships with women and trust women. You know, I wouldn't even be here right now at this podcast. Yeah, all right.
Right.
You know, but
can I just say the importance of women, like your friendships, the importance of your friendships, like people talk about your love relationships, but your friendships, when I mean heartbreak, and that, like, it's a difference.
Way more than romantic.
Saved my life.
More than romantic relationships. It's a difference.
I agree. If it wasn't for my female friends and even my relationship with my mother, I don't even know if I would be here right now. They literally saved my life, and they don't understand how much credit I give to them, because it's been times where I've asked God to intercede on my behalf because I can't pray. I can't even open my mouth to pray. I can't even get on my knees. I can't say anything. And my friends have stepped in and saved me, even by the slightest gesture of, how you feeling today, sis? You know, like, it has saved me. You know, or even giving me a laugh.
Sometimes the people praying for you when you can't pray for yourself.
Exactly.
Like, man, listen.
That support is everything.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Because like some of the situations we were in as kids, because both of my parents struggled with addiction. And so me and my siblings had been in some situations that's like, it's by the grace of God, we wasn't in foster homes and all this type of stuff. And so I really believe in that. Like, somebody was praying for us, because we wasn't old enough to know to pray for ourselves. And at that time, we didn't have the guidance to really pray for ourselves for real, because our examples was, compromised by addiction and all of this stuff. And so those people, I'm trying to tell you, those people who just watching, who voluntarily become a part of the village to like support you and hold you up, regardless of who they are, because sometimes you would think,
like,
because sometimes you would think it'd be your family, and it don't be your family.
Don't
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly,
it's all kinds of people. So I'm a firm believer
that we
in that.
like to ignore because of that.
People can spiritually like step in on your behalf and like speak up for you.
Absolutely.
When you in that space, I really believe that.
My ex from college, even though we didn't make it, I still to this day give him so much credit, because he taught me how to be loved as a man. He taught me how to respect myself as a woman. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had that basic foundation. Like, he taught me from a man's point of view, these are things you should expect. These are things you should do. And I wasn't mature enough to handle that relationship at that point in time. But if it was not for him, and shout out to you, Joshua Barnes, I got to say your name.
Shout out to you, Joshua.
I would not even be here right now in a point of understanding, you know, and I'm not able to give him that recognition now, because we're not in the space of just communication. He's married. He's doing great in life. You know, of course, those relationships cut off. But I still have to let, the world know that if it wasn't for him, I would have never understood what my worth really was.
He
Or
had
maybe
planted a seed.
Oh yeah, let me
You to
change
know
that.
what
there
to
for a
shine,
reason.
Let me
right.
put that mustard seed in me. Let
Well,
me
it was
not
the
give him
season,
all
but
the
it was a
credit.
reason. Okay?
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
exactly.
Season and reason.
So what was your other question? You said
So basically, like, so
I did
it was basically, yeah, you did, because the question was, how did you know you were disconnected, and how did you reconnect? And
I
so
reconnected
feel like,
with
yeah,
my mother. Honestly, watching her
Amen.
grow and watching her, I said, if she can get through this, I can get through this. It was so crazy. And even the women around me, they were all in their 50s, late 40s, going through the same fucking thing I'm going through at my age. I'm like, damn, I don't want to be that.
Amen.
I was like, they literally are living the same life I'm living. I have an opportunity to change this now. And I watched my
and
mom
can I do
do
this
it
for another 20 years?
exactly. And it's like, I can't, I know I physically can't do it and mentally can't do it. And I watched my mom change her life. And even though she didn't always have, even though her faith wasn't always at the tip top, she still remained in it. Even though she couldn't see it, she will still walk in it. And she's in the happiest space I've ever seen her in my life. Like, there's nothing that can penetrate her.
That's
even
amazing.
now. And I said, if she can do it,
Shout out to
I
you,
can do
Mom.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to my mother.
And so
Arlene over there trying to DJ.
Ciao. Just touch your shit. Just touch your shit. I don't forget what I was about to say because she's so
Yeah.
goofy.
But-
Yeah, you go.
So that's a really
Goofy.
interesting point you bring up, because even tying it back to the summit, and yes, I'm gonna shamelessly plug.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
One thing,
Sure
one thing that's important is because Black women try to be so strong and so perfect and don't want to show no weakness and all of this.
Don't you
And
yell at me. Don't you yell at me.
listen.
How
It's not
If
just you, girl.
she
You're yelling at me
is-
I
too.
got a potty, sorry.
Lace that bitch up and get it going. Okay?
God.
But no, we wear this badge. It's to the point where other people, because we trying to be super women, people look at us like we're not human, right?
Right.
And so we try to not show our kids when we weak and stuff like that. And so one thing that a point that Des has touched on before with this idea is that when you're in front of your kids and you acting like nothing phases you and nothing is ever wrong and you got it all together, it doesn't show them how to navigate problems. It just makes them think that you don't have them.
Agreed.
And
No,
so-
it just makes them think that they're not supposed to process them.
Yeah.
So when
Yes.
they go through their real human emotions, they think something's wrong with them because
Yes.
they didn't see you go through human
Right.
emotion.
And so to hear you talk about, I saw my mom being perfect and I saw her rise up. And that helped me rise up because I knew that it didn't have to be the end just because shit was bad. And that's because your mom was strong enough to be transparent with you, or at least allow you to see it. So when it happened to you, you were able to say, okay, but there is a way back from it. I can't really find it, but I know it's a way back from it. I know this shit ain't right. You know what I mean? And so that's the power of taking that cape off.
Absolutely.
Like, we have to take it off because it's building an unrealistic
Absolutely.
expectation of the young women coming after us if we keep acting like we don't have no problems and we not never fucked up and down.
Yeah.
You think you're protecting them, but you are
You
not.
are
You
making
are
it
not. You are making it
Not
worse.
Absolutely.
Just keeping the mask on ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, and we really have to unveil that mask and show our true selves to our children. Like, even with my son, I'm like, okay, I know I feel like I'm doing so much trying to be the best parent I can. I'm like, and I don't have all the answers.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
But you're not
But
supposed
nobody
to.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to. Parenting is the only
And
job
your
that
kids-
does not come
Girl,
with no
And your
manual,
kids,
no
in
job
real life-
description,
and in
nothing.
real life, your kids probably don't even expect you to have all
They
the answers
don't.
until
No,
you start
they don't.
acting like you
Until
always
act
do.
like you
don't.
do.
And then they start
Exactly.
expecting you to have all the answers.
And that goes back to what I said. And like I said, it ain't about what you believe in. I'm telling you what I believe in. God used the most imperfected person, the most messed up person to you as a guide. You're not supposed to have it together. You're supposed to mess up. I have this little saying I made. If you don't go there, you don't grow there. You gotta go there in order to grow there. You gotta get deep down in order to understand how you gonna get to this point. You can't learn a lesson from a lesson you ain't never been through.
Right.
That don't make sense.
And I understand from all levels, and I truly do believe that you got to work on yourself and make yourself your best and present yourself at all times. You know, at all times
And
in
really-
the best way that you can. But from my standpoint, even what I said earlier about making sure that you just communicate with your kids, and that's knowing that they can handle it and being okay with it. Like my experiences, like my dad, when I was younger, my dad was addicted to drugs, and all of my aunts, all of my uncles, all my family, all told my mama that she should not tell me the truth.
Mhm.
And baby, she didn't give a fuck. And she told me
Mhm.
the truth with a smile every time, and told me exactly what your dad is not here because I told you, remember when I told you what happens with addiction? Yep, that's what's going on right now.
Mhm.
And as a little kid, it changed my entire perspective of everything because I'm like, okay,
It's not
all
me.
right, it's not me.
It's not cousin
And,
me.
and it's
Yep.
like, and everybody like, don't put that weight on her. No, I needed to know that my dad not showing
It
up.
took a weight off.
It's
Oh
not-
my God.
Yes.
Because
But-
the thing about
But
the
people
brain
didn't
is
understand that because I'm
unanswered-
5.
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
The thing
Right.
about the brain
You know?
is no matter at what age, unanswered questions, especially when they're
Mhm.
big questions,
It creates
if they
abandonment.
go unanswered, you start filling in the gaps on your
Speculating,
own.
jumping to
Because
conclusions.
out of survival, you
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna draw this conclusion, but as a child,
It creates
You-
abandonment issues.
yeah,
Mhm.
and you might
Immediately.
not draw the right conclusion, or you don't have all the information to draw a
Mhm.
conclusion because nobody's giving it to you.
Mhm.
So instead of you thinking like my parent is sick, my parent is struggling with something, if nobody's saying anything to you, you automatically think it's me. They don't want to be around me. They're not
Mhm.
choosing me. They don't care about me.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
so-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Children can understand things if you explain it to them.
Absolutely. They are
Like-
the most resilient people in the world.
They
They're
are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
sponges.
Yes.
They're
And as
sponges,
long
yep.
as you break it down for them to be able to interpret, I thank my mom every day for telling me. Because before that, I'm like, damn, do my dad not like me? Is it a problem?
Yes.
Why don't he want to be with me? I
Right.
mean, like, what's wrong with me? There were things that he did that I took personal. I started to
Girl.
develop migraines
Right.
as a child. I remember sitting in the doctor's office and the doctor like, what are you worried about?
Mhm.
Like you, like I remember this old white man, like, you have to stop worrying. As a baby,
Mhm.
as a kid, I'm like
Mhm.
4 or 5. And finally my mom was like, okay, I'm about to tell you what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And she was just like, I don't know what else to do. I got to tell you.
yeah.
And it was like magic, y'all. The second she told me, my headaches disappeared because it was like a click, like, oh,
No, seriously.
that's
like,
what this is about.
and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have that experience. Like my parents were struggling with addiction bad for a long time, and nobody said shit to me about it.
Mhm.
And I didn't. It took me to like get to law school,
Mm.
like, because I had all these coping mechanisms on how I was dealing with it. But in
Mhm.
real life, in order to really set me free, it took me to go to law school and understand from a academic standpoint
Yep.
what the crack epidemic
And
was.
it's systematic,
Mhm.
yes.
And it's
standpoint,
systematic,
yes.
and really understand what the fuck
Mhm.
happened, because
Yeah.
nobody was talking it
'Cause
out
our
with me.
community was attacked.
Yeah, nobody's
Yeah.
talking it out with me, and it's this big secret. And
Yep.
it's like, well, you do understand that I do recognize that she's not here or he's not here,
Exactly.
and y'all not gonna fill it in. And it was literally a hole until I got my doctorate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
That wasn't that long ago.
And that's not okay because that creates so many
Wow.
holes in your developmental stages.
I'm telling
and,
you.
and it creates so many insecurities because
If
you don't
you-
know.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what this makes me wonder? This might be off subject, but I wonder, is it just the Black community that does that? Do they feel like it's so much adversity on us that they don't want to add something else on? I'm
No.
playing devil's advocate with that.
Yeah.
I really know
yeah.
the answer, but I'm just playing devil's
Yeah.
advocate with that.
I think in real life, number one, like people tend to steer away from difficult conversations.
Yeah.
Like, and
'Cause
that's,
it's too
that's
uncomfortable.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And then also
We've made
being able-
communication taboo.
yes,
Yeah.
and then being
Like-
like trying, like you put so much pressure on yourself trying to find the words to explain something to a child, when really you just got to talk and be real with them. I mean, you do need to do some, like consider how you're going to deliver the information,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it doesn't have to be perfect. They can feel that you love them and you're
Yeah.
trying to be honest with them,
Right.
Yes.
so just try your
Yes,
best
yes,
and answer
yes.
their questions.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like confronting horrible things, holding people accountable. And I think that that's something that people in general struggle with is accountability.
Agreed.
Yep.
So accountability, having and confrontation
Mhm.
is and rejection.
Yeah.
Because if they don't get the response that they expect, it
And
feels
that's
like
because-
rejection. And all of those things make us fear
Now we're going to a whole session.
being
I'm
real.
over here like
Because they have stigmas attached to all of those words you name.
Yeah.
There are negative stigmatisms that are attached to those names when they're not always negative. It's just like the word ignorance. It's not a bad thing. It just means you're not knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You know, so I think if we were to break down these thresholds or break down these connections we have to these words and looking at them from a negative sense and look at them as a more positive sense or what it really means, we would be able to open up more.
Even
But because we think
selfishness.
everything is negative,
Yeah.
See, it is. My mom got with my stepdad when I was like 1, right? So he's all I remember, right? But that still my stepdad. So it got to the point, it was one point like it was undergrad. And I went through a whole phase of realizing I still feel some kind of way because I don't know what happened to this man, why he wasn't there, what did I do, why wasn't he there for me? And my mama, she was very transparent. She was like, if you want to find them, I can find them. But she like, I know you got aunts and all of these people over there. They know about you. Like she was transparent, and I don't know if that was too transparent because I'm like, well, why these bitches ain't asking about me? Like, what's going on? But I felt bad because my dad, that's my daddy. Like, he's always been there. Yeah. So why I got a daddy? Why do I feel like this?
Right.
That's I shouldn't feel like this
because I don't want a piece of you,
and I don't want her to feel no kind of way because it's just like it was just what do I? Okay, I'm not we just gonna put that on the shelf. Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. I don't,
Yeah.
And then I think parents, like, they struggle too. Like, they feel like because they can't relate to something that the child might be going through, they don't seek out help. They feel uncomfortable with. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of parents think their kids are going through stuff that they're not going through.
Because they feel like they're a kid.
Yes.
You don't feel nothing. You a kid. You don't got feelings.
It happens a lot.
Or they think you don't see it. They really think they so good at hiding what's going on.
That you don't see it. And kids see everything.
Or you won't remember it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You don't. You
kids remember everything.
Yes, I remember you did that.
And this is usually when I get under parents' skin. Or you work so hard to give your child what you didn't have, and that's not even what your child needs.
Exactly. Or want.
Yeah. You try, my daddy went there, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm there every day. And it's like they are fine. That's not what they pressed about.
That is not
love
languages.
They got some bullying going on. And you don't even see it because you pressed to be in this other role. Like
but those parents that think they're gonna be materialistic
because you grew up in poverty,
right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure my baby drip down
and Gucci,
and then get surprised when their baby
all he wanted was Spider-Man shoes.
And your baby like, you wasn't there for me. Like you was always working. You bought me all this, but I didn't. You didn't say I love you. You didn't hug me, and you like I done bought 50 pairs of Jordans and all your ass wanted was a hug.
Yeah.
That's like what you was talking about earlier. Like your daddy was there, but not being there. Like he provided.
Because they're kids, they don't have love languages. No, as soon as you pop out the womb, you got your own love language, and you gotta be willing to dig into your child and talk to your child and figure out what that is. Now, what is it that you want? What is it that you need? Just because you're 5 doesn't mean you don't know what you want and need in that moment.
Now, do I think you may need help with? I do.
Yeah,
you may need help with guidance. Get into the answer. I can't, and if you feel like you can't guide them to the answer, seek out other resources. However, you don't always know the answer just because you're a parent. And parents, that's what they be like, I got that title, so I automatically know what you want and what you need. That ain't true.
But so this was a great discussion. Like we really got into it.
We took it.
How y'all feel?
Y'all took me there.
That was great. I feel like we need to take our shot now.
Listen, perfect time. Perfect time to cheers to life, because we had to cheers to life. So tell us what we cheers to life. Tell us what we taking shots to. Tell us what we cheers
right with the rest of them.
You can always come back. You can always come back.
I want a sweatshirt.
You see, I'm kicking you out.
I walked in here.
We got some t-shirts.
I walked in here heavy. You saw I did. I really did.
I felt it on you.
I
That's
felt
why
a little under the weather, but I'm like, no, you did. I'm lighter now.
Good.
I'm lighter.
Right. And all you did was drop one thug tear.
That's it.
Imagine if you dropped 6 of them bitches.
Skip y'all. No, never.
It was a tear and a half. I'm sitting next to her.
Never.
You real gangster, man.
I'm too much of a gangster to be shedding more than that. Like one was enough. I feel lighter after this episode. I ain't gonna hold you up. This was probably.
Yeah. So let's pick up our glasses.
This is definitely top 3 episodes.
Get us.
All right, ladies.
I got nothing in my
Oh,
cup.
shots.
Look, they picking up empty cups. Listen, Arlene was the best bartender yet. She done made sure everybody kept a shot. I wasted one. She replaced it. I was like, damn.
Yes. Okay,
All right,
Dan.
so one thing that if y'all haven't learned me yet, I own a private practice called Cheers to Life, and I truly believe in being a cheerleader for yourself, being a cheerleader for everybody else, and goddamn it, embracing the positivity, because it's enough negativity around. We ain't got to do no extra grabbing to get it. It's there.
Period.
But so I think that just like today is Monday, I think that it's important to embrace who you are, what you have. I don't give a shit what your to-do list look like. I don't care what your degrees look like. I don't care what none of that is. Show up as who you are and celebrate the beautiful shit that you have today. So tonight, if you're at home watching, or later if you listening, or ladies in here, because I know y'all got shots.
Yes.
Put your shots up, because we gonna toast and we gonna cheers to great life.
Great
Period.
life.
Cheers.
Where the pineapple
My
juice?
God.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
Either way, I gotta move her head out the way.
Yep.
Oh my God, thank y'all so much for joining the Golden Girls podcast. It is your girl, Dusty, executive producer of this show and the executive director of Golden Girls Group, who I got all the way over there.
It's your girl, Missy, the one you love, the messiest one you know. Thank you so much again for listening, and thank you for being a friend. Who we got over there next to Destiny, the host next to Destiny?
It's DJ. What's going on? Merry fucking Christmas, y'all.
Merry
We're
fucking
still in the holiday
Christmas.
spirit over here. I just want y'all to know that. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and who is our guest that we are wishing farewell to?
We got Kirsten Miller, aka DJ Honey Red. Call me for all your needs, kids, corporate, personal, private. Don't matter, I do it.
Period.
Okay, and can you do a plug one more time for the advocacy? Where can they reach out if they're struggling with what? Let them know.
If you are struggling with sexual assault, it doesn't matter if you were a child, you're grown. It doesn't matter what you need, when it happened. We can provide it for you. Avalon Healing Center. Everything is completely free and confidential. Or reach out to Sasha Center. They are Black owned. They are amazing as well. They have amazing resources for you as well.
All right, and where can they find us, Destiny?
All right, so y'all know y'all can find Golden Girls Podcast and Golden Girls Group and everything else at goldengirlsgroup.org. And then you also can check our podcast everywhere that you listen to podcasts. That's including Anchor, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Wherever you look, we'll be there. Thank y'all so much for being a friend. We love y'all so much. See you soon.
Bye.